Hey guys, Brandon with Scooterswapshop here. Excited to bring you the new exclusive NCY rotor kits for Honda Elite, Honda DIO, AF18, AF16, AF25, DIO, AF28. This also works on the DD50, the Sim DD50, and the Kymco ZX, and any other AF18 or AF16 copies or clones. So we worked with them for about a year on this project. So we used to make these with Tide in the past, but the big downfall was having both these keyways cut. So we just did it at the factory, NCY. They've been really good with us working on these projects. Been working about a year probably to get this going, but this is a ton lighter than your stock one. It's 100% plug and play. You don't need any adjustments. You simply take all your old stuff off, put it on. You're gonna get faster revs, and it's gonna be a lot snappier throttle response. So first off, over here is the weight. This is a stock AF16 flywheel, about 705 grams. Bear with me here. 705, 470. So that's a pretty big difference just between the two. So you can see the size difference is just huge. So so with this kit, what we've done is we have included bolt pattern for an included jog flywheel. If you want to, or jog fan, sorry. If you want to run a lighter fan, I don't recommend this for guys that are riding on the street, because this is just would be more of a raised application. It's a little bit lower profile, a little bit lighter than a DIO fan, but you're not going to get the cooling that you'd get with a stock Elite fan. We also have a bolt pattern here for the original Honda fan. So if you run the original Honda fan with this, you need to space your shroud out. We just use washers. We use 4 washers. We space the shroud out a little bit because this is a little bit taller than the original one. So next we're going to go over just real quick how these keyways work and what they do. So these keyways here in this flywheel, these are responsible for your essentially your ignition timing. So on the AF18, you've got the pickup. This is just how the engine is going to sit. You have the pickup in the front. Now this is not going to be. This is going to be your DDs and your ZX. If you have a pickup in the front of your bike, there's going to be one key you use. If you have the pickup in the back, like an AF16, which is pretty much it is every Honda Elite made here in the U.S. or sold here in the U.S., your pickup's going to be back here. You're going to want to use a different hole. So it's very simple. This is an AF16 flywheel. So what you're looking for is this location here in reference to this slot. So if you're unsure, you're confused, you don't understand, all you have to do is compare your old flywheel with your new one. You can see the timing marks, the timing tabs here on the flywheel are in the same place. So if you have it rotated like this and you go to install it on your crank, well, look at your timing, your bike won't even start. So you just want to make sure when you pull your old flywheel off, you look, this relationship to this here is what you're looking for. So this guy here is AF16. It's pretty, if you hold it just like this, that spot, this tab here is directly across. Same with this, AF16, directly across. Your AF18 is going to be off. So AF18 slot, AF16. So pay attention, your bike will not run if you don't have this in the right spot. Installation is pretty straightforward. Pull your old stuff off, you'll need a flywheel puller. So this guy here, this is your pickup. It's not adjustable, it just bolts right on. So let's see, here's my plate. So this plate here, something I want to show you guys. If you're not paying attention or you're rushing, you can damage these wires. They've got instructions too, but so you've got all your hardware. These tapered screws here, these are for this. You can see how they're tapered. This guy just simply goes on there. You can't really mess that up. So it fits on. It's got a little machined surface there. Fits on just like that. These 3 grooves here, these grooves are for routing your wires. If you put your wires in and you don't put them in all the way and you pinch them, you slice them, your flywheel can touch them, and you're going to damage it. So this guy, so you're going to mount this plate there. So you're going to mount this guy with your screws. This guy is going to go, let's see here, over the top like so. And then you've got some long screws somewhere in this package. These gold ones are your long screws there. So once you get the back piece on, what you're gonna do is these 3 wires, you need to route these 3 wires into these 3 grooves, okay? Now, what I've done in the past, you just work them like this and you work these wires in here. So, hold on here. Scammers trying to sell us God knows what. We're on their list. They love calling us because we love messing with them. So, let's clean off the lens here real quick. Looks kind of dirty. All right. So your wires here, 3 wires here are going to fit in these grooves, okay? If you're forcing these and you don't, there, see how that one just popped right in. If you're working it and you don't like how it fits, you can always take these openings and grind them out a little bit, but that's how it's going to sit. So the whole reason for that being is that when your flywheel goes on, you're not going to cut your wires. If you don't have these in place and you have these out here, your flywheel is going to contact them, you'll cut your wires, and that's not a warranty thing. If I see guys want to return these because they have cut wires, you've got cut wires simply because your flywheel is rotating on here and it's going to cut these wires. So you need to make sure all your wires are in this location. So once you've got all that together, this is really simple. You've got a rubber bushing here. Let's get a little bit closer. Okay, so you've got a rubber bushing here. This guy slides in the factory location, so you still have a nice sealed environment here. This pickup, again, very simple. Goes just like that, and you won't just screw it down. Very simple. There's not really much else to it. So once you get the plate on, you get the center part on, you get your pickup on, tighten these down. I use thread locker. You're not, just make sure you don't have your wires aren't sticking up anywhere, sticking out, or in any odd positions, because if that flywheel contacts it, it's a game over. You're gonna ruin everything. So once that guy goes on, you just take this guy, line it up properly, slide it over your crank, make sure your flywheel key is in the right position. Again, I use thread locker on this, tighten it down. You've got your wire for your starter, plugs in like normal. You've got your ground wire, that's your ground that hooks to your starter bolt. And you've got all your connections, which are plug and play with your bike. So there you have it. It's a nice kit. I've got a metric ton to ship out today that just landed. We're gonna probably do some dyno testing with this as well, see if we can chart any gains with this flywheel. Your lights will work. You'll be a little bit dimmer. Your lights will be a little bit dimmer than what they are from the factory, but you can always fix that with LEDs or something of that nature. But you're definitely going to put out a little bit less wattage. But just the most important thing is don't pinch these wires. If you pinch these wires or you cut your wires, you're going to ground out the system. And not only are you going to destroy this unit, you're most likely going to take out something like your CDI. Directions, you can read foreign language, good for you. If not, you'll just have to use the pictures. So it's pretty self-explanatory, shows how your wires go through here, shows all your hardware, your fan and everything. Again, do not use this fan. Or if you do use this fan, monitor your temps. You're not going to get the same amount of airflow you would get from an AF-16. Guys that are street racing or whatnot, this will be fine, but use it at your own discretion. I wanted to include it because the Taiwan-made fans for DIOs, they explode and they destroy everything in their path. We've had it happen several times with the old kits. There are some other sellers selling Tita kits like this. The Tita kits are great, but the fans that come with them, they explode. They're little grenades and they cause about $500 worth of damage when they go. I've got several guys that have had that happen. So anyways, there you have it. just landed. This is Scooter Swap Shop exclusive. Again, we've worked with NCY on several projects. This took about a year to develop, so we're really happy about it, really excited about it. They've been really good to work with, so big thanks to NCY. And yeah, we'll get this thing on and get it tested soon, but there's a rough idea of how all this stuff works and what it entails.